Okay, so we're here at this park, Indiana Dunes State Park. It looks really cool, and I thought it would be a really good opportunity to talk about the main selling point of handheld consoles, which is they work anywhere. So, yeah, we're gonna start here. I start my hike with the console for me that started it all. This is my original Game Boy Advance. It still works. You still can't see anything outside in the light. One of the most comfortable handhelds, and so nostalgic for me. I definitely want to get one, or maybe even this one, with an IPS screen in it, so it's brighter. But yeah, so I went from this as a youth to a Game Boy Advance. Now we used to have the Shrek colored Game Boy Advance SP. This is the the SP AGS 101 with the little backlight button, which is incredible. I never had that as a kid, or I can't remember whatever. Point is, we had the Shrek one, and it came with that Shrek game, which I'm sure if I played it now is an absolutely terrible game. But I remember pouring so many hours into the Shrek game and into the Rescue Hero game. Those two games, that and the Lego Star Wars game. Those three, I think was most of what we had. That, and we also had the Pokemon Fire Red. Yeah, so I don't have that anymore. I don't know where it went, but I need to buck up one of these days and spend the $100 and buy a copy and play that again. But yeah, these two right here are where it all started for me in terms of handhelds back in the 2000s. This is my older brother's. Then he got DS Lite that we all shared, and then he got a PSP, and that was kind of the very end of our handheld journey. We all kind of went to mobile gaming because our high school for some reason gave us iPads with the App Store. So Flappy Bird and Flappy Golf occupied most of my teenage years. That and the PS3, but come on, handhelds here. Come on, I love the sound of just the clicking that it makes. Yeah. So let's go to our next spot, and I'll show you my next handheld collection. Part of the collection, not all of it, just some of it. All right, before I forget, I got this SP actually at Goodwill because it didn't work when I bought it. It had a bad battery, so it would turn on for a split second, the light would flash, it would go off. I bought a battery from Retro Modding. It was the 900 milliamp hour. I'll put the link right here because incredible. The battery's incredible. It's to turn I'm basically in this for the cost of batteries. Well worth, I think the $20 I spent on it. I don't know. Very affordable, and gave me a very good Game Boy Advance SP for a very affordable price. So there's deals out there if you're willing to look. Alright, we're here at the Great Bog, Trail 2, Indiana Dunes State Park. It's a little colder than I thought it was, so I brought a face mask. I might wear that for the rest of the way. But anyway, I showed you my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Advance SP. What started this whole diving back into the handheld gaming, scene, if you want to call it that. I was living abroad for 3 months in France. I was getting really homesick. I grew up playing video games with my three brothers. So whenever I was kind of want to turn my brain off or want to just relax, video games were always a really easy thing to pick up, play, and put back down without having to really think about. So I got a Switch Lite. I liked it a lot. I bought it because they offered that Battlefront remastered game, which obviously, as we know, is plagued with issues. But for me, I just wanted to be able to play a video game that was nostalgic for and familiar with abroad. And I did. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of good time with that Switch. I sold it because, for me, it doesn't really tick all the boxes of what makes a handheld gaming console really great. And the top of that list is you have to be able to be really comfortable to just pick it up, shove it in your pocket, and go. And none of these modern mobile gaming consoles are really that. They're not really mobile as they used to be. For example, they're not as mobile as the original Nintendo 3DS. I bought this off Facebook Marketplace after I came back from France. I bought this from somebody who's clearing out either his or someone else's storage locker. I bought it with a 2DS. I sold the 2DS for like $140. It had the digital like Four Swords anniversary game, whatever. I sold it because it had like the rare Nintendo Zelda game on it that was only offered for like a couple days. And it wasn't hacked, so it was like authentic. But anyway, I bought that and used that basically cover the cost of both these. I bought them both for $100. Sold the other one for $140. Bought this case and stylus for it, and that was like $20 profit. So that was fun. But I have no childhood memories of this console. Like I said, I started off with the DS Lite. Saw my brother plays PC some, but really never had any interest of playing it, so I didn't. And I went to my phone or my iPad or wherever, as kids did in the 2010s. But it's been a lot of fun to play this console. I have some custom firmware on there. I have a lot of games that I either have played or haven't played. I spent the most time on this console playing Dead or Alive Dimensions. I am not a fighting game guy. I do not like them. I don't have any good memories of them as a childhood. For some reason, Dead or Alive Dimensions on the 3DS just like scratched that itch for me. I spent a lot of time on this console with that game. So that was cool. I love the cameras on this. I shot my last YouTube outro with this console. It's just such a great form factor as well. The clamshell, I acknowledge that it is a major failure point on these types of consoles, but it makes you so confident. Just close it and put it in your pocket. Whereas consoles like the Switch, you really have to have like this giant suitcase to even like transport it with all those like accessories or whatever. Or even if you're just taking the Switch by itself, like I don't feel comfortable just throwing my backpack without scratching a screen or whatever. But yeah, this is a great console. I'm almost a year into owning it, and definitely a favorite so far. But after that, I got a PSP, also off Marketplace. I was, for a time there, just a gremlin on that site, just refreshing all the time. I made this custom case for my PSP. I think it's a 3000. I forget. I've always forgot to look it up, but it's got a really noisy like laser like reader, whatever. But there's that iconic Sony. But this thing, holy crap, so ahead of its time. It's competing with the DS in that time. These were like, I don't know. I always remember being in awe of these. My friend had one on the bus. I remember him playing Assassin's Creed. I could not believe that he was playing Assassin's Creed like on the bus wherever he wanted to. It was so cool to me. Now I have one. I am currently playing, what's this game called again? Well, Fat Princess, but yeah, Fat Princess Fistful of Cake. Really fun. I also love the UMD media format. Extremely inefficient, but so unique and weird. And this harkens back to that time where companies were taking risks on and trying to, establish themselves some sort of uniform media format. UMDs obviously do not stick around because they take up so much battery just to spin that disc, and they're noisy. But something really cool about like booting it up, playing the game, and you hear and feel the disc spinning in the console. It's really cool. So we definitely have been loving this. I've been trying to find I've been trying to put movies on this, like some old anime that I've been trying to watch, just to complete the vibe, But I've been having a really tough time formatting the video to the PSP. I've done that with a few sites in a few different ways that I thought were correct, but every time I open it up, it says video format not supported. Who knows? I'll figure it out eventually. But I do have some music on this, and the visualizer, I'm supposed to say it's peak. It is. Sorry. But yeah, that was my 3DS and PSP. From the Great Bog. We're gonna go climb a sand dune now because we are at the dunes. So see you there. Finally on sand, not so much mud. But yes, time to go climb a dune. Alright, hopefully the wind isn't too bad. I'm having to hold my camera stand, but look, we're on top of a beautiful dune. You can't see the lake, you can hear it. But I wanted to show you my last console. This is the new 2DS XL. I bought this again off Facebook Marketplace because I was really curious about how the original 3DS software compared to that new improved software. A lot faster, believe it or not, The thing's weird too. I think it came out in 2017 or around or at the same time that the Switch came out. So it's competed against the Switch for sales until its discontinuation. I believe, don't quote me on that, but something like that. Really unique console. Not a lot of people like it because it's 2D. Doesn't have the same quality of build as the new 3DS or original 3DS had. It's got some shake in the hinges, but I've been using this to shoot the video for this. It's kind of weird because the cameras are down here, but yeah, I love a weird console, and it's also got a huge screen, which I love. I've been playing Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for the first time. It's my first Zelda game that I've ever played. Again, sorry if the wind's so loud. But yeah, a really cool console. And again, just that perfect, I've been carrying it in my pocket. So yeah. That's the thing with a Switch. I do have a Switch. I have an OLED. But I really only play either on the TV or I'll take out the stand. He'll put the kickstand down and play it with the controller in bed. Because the grips, I don't like the grips. But yeah, I love consoles. They can hold and take care around. How it came out weird, but it's a lost art because these Switch games are basically just compromised modern games running on outdated software. So yeah, it's like a home console you can bring anywhere with you, but it's not a handheld, it's not a home console. It's like the worst of both worlds. It's a handheld that can run home console quality games on like 2-generation old software. So it's not the best they could be. If we had like the dedicated consoles that you hold in your hands, got really unique, sometimes not the best, but really unique games that had to adhere and adjust to the hardware and software quirks and features of all of these consoles. Like, I don't know. It's a lost art that I don't think is going to be returning anytime soon. The PlayStation Portal is cool, because you can play your PS5 anywhere on the go. But I think they get a lot more bang for your buck if they developed a handheld console that could play PS4 games on the software without having to be connected to a strong internet source to access your PS5 from home. Streaming your games is really cool, but I'm a sucker, and I think that for handheld consoles and consoles that use a dedicated, I'm getting lost. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. It's cold and windy, and I'm not dressed warm enough.
So what I think I was trying to say is that I miss consoles and games that were truly portable. The Switch is cool. You can bring it with you anywhere essentially and play the new Zelda or the sixth release of Skyrim with you anywhere. It's less cool that it's a whole process to like store and take with you and bring out your backpack or carry case. Same thing with the PlayStation Portal. It's really cool that you can stream your PS5 anywhere you have a stable internet connection. It's less cool that you have to have an internet connection to play it. Same thing with the games you're playing on these. They're designed to be played and enjoyed like a big screen. These games are massive. They have huge stories, set pieces, sound design that's meant to be enjoyed while you're playing it on a TV on the couch. I just don't think we have any games that quite literally fit into the palm of your hand anymore. I just think we're missing out on stuff that could be really interesting nowadays. We just don't have any modern equivalents for like a Game Boy. It was the games in there were designed for the Game Boy, not meant to be streamed from your home PC onto the Game Boy. And create a really unique era of games that obviously I'm nostalgic for, but also that I think the modern version of could be really interesting, and we're just not seeing it nowadays. So I think that's all I was trying to say.
All this to say, I have been having the time of my life being nostalgic for a childhood that I didn't necessarily have because I lived on the other side of the coin. I went the mobile gaming route instead of the handheld, instead of staying with the handheld route, so it's really cool to see how I didn't really have any friends that had one of these, so I never really got to experience a 3DS, a 2DS that matter, or like a PSP or PS Vita. Holy shit, I need a PS Vita. That thing, let me tell you, has been on my radar to get for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. Go out there and get outside and just, explore the things that you never thought you could or would or should, I didn't think I'd ever be, on top of a sand dune with a 2DS in my hand. I mean, come on, look at this. You can't even see all the way over there, Whatever. Point is, I love you. Be safe. Stay warm for me, please. And I'll see you next time that I decide to get on and ramble and annoy and hopefully annoy you so much they become entertained. That's my little secret between you and I. All right, I'm saying goodbye because I don't know what to do anymore. So, peace. You know what it is. We're going to do the fucking 2DS Nintendo outro again. Let it roll.